How's it going, my lovely death disciples? I am the Shadow Reaper, and give me one moment. There we go. Okay, so I am the Shadow Reaper, and today we are going to be watching a quick little game where I am going to be switching things up a little bit, and I decided I wanted to play up a little bit of support. Originally, I wanted to play Morgana, but for some reason, the enemy team banned her. I wonder why. But anyway, it's going to turn out to be a bit of a mistake because, as you can see, as Lux, I am going to, well, you'll just see what happens. So right now we are starting the game off where I am in my usual spot where I'm just chilling, waiting for any enemies to want to come by to maybe wreck up some shit. And, well, Ash made a bit of a big mistake by wanting to investigate our jungle. And as you can see, she ain't having too much of a time. Tristana is just pursuing her. I use my flash and I just Q her to death. So sorry, Ash, but it's time that the fans really understand what it means to be a pissed off support. Or, well, really just a bloodthirsty support. Not necessarily, I don't have to be pissed off to really want the blood to flow. And yes, it is wonderful that I get to do so with the most innocent of characters. So Swain is, as you can tell, trying to cause up some kind of trouble, but he didn't really do all that much, as you could tell. But now, after we were able to get our first kill with me being able to draw first blood by melting her eyes out of her sockets, so I'm assuming Ash won't be using her bow very effectively, along with her being dead. But obviously she's going to come back, but there she is, all happy. I try to cue her again, but she dodges. Shame, really. I tried to get out of Swain's little area of effectability. It did not quite work, unfortunately. But I am sticking around, making sure that Tristana is able to get her minion kills. I'm able to get my Q on Swain, which is pretty nice. Tristana's still just getting her farm, and I'm just looking for any openings or opportunities I can go ahead and use my abilities on some people. I thought I could get Swain, but unfortunately I was wrong. And they're now too far away for me to be able to actually hit them, but moving in a little bit closer, I think maybe I might be able to get another opportunity with Swain. I try, and I didn't even know what I was going with there. It was extremely far away. So as we're trying to retreat, I try to use my E to divert both Ash and Swain away from us, and also maybe injure the minions a little bit just because. Swain, as you could see, is going into the bush. I accidentally missed because it was a bit too far away. I make a risky move by getting so close, and I tried to use a heal in order to survive, and Ash is still pursuing me. I use my E to hit her, and that's enough to just drive her away, even though she probably could have gone after me a little bit, but I don't know. I tried to use my Q on Ash, and that's pretty much all I can really do. My E goes off, and Swain tries to hit us, but we're a little bit too far away. But me and Tristana are very low on health, as you can easily tell. I use my health potion on myself, meanwhile Tristana is just going to be backing a little bit. I probably could have backed as well, but I decided not to for some reason. Probably wasn't the best idea, but I am sticking around because, ooh, that is some juicy farm that I kind of want to collect while Tristana isn't here. Don't mind if I do. If she's not going to farm it, I may as well do it. I use my Q and I hit Swain with it, and I'm able to divert the tower away for a little bit. I see a nice healthy little bit of farm, so I send out my E to blow up a couple of minions, and it goes rather swimmingly. I also use my Q to try and trap Swain, but I miss because I'm trying to be careful and I'm making sure to keep my distance. As Tristana has returned, I'm now backing, as you can see, with a nice little one level over Tristana. And let's go ahead and check out my items. So one of my starter items was just to get a Spell Thief's Edge, which is basically very useful not only for some mana regen, some extra health, some extra ability power, and also some extra gold. But it also allows for being able to earn 500 gold for this item to transform into Frostfang, which, once it does so, will offer you some extra wards, so that you would be able to get some more vision available for you in comparison to not having it. It also offers tribute while nearby an ally champion. Damaging abilities and attacks against champions or villains grant 20 extra gold. This can occur 3 times every 30 seconds. And with my little shopping spree, I also get myself a blasting wand, which just gives me a nice dose of 40 extra ability power and also a couple of extra health potions because I could use those as a nice squishy support. I accidentally walk into Swain's little ability there. Not a really great idea on my end. But I am making sure to keep a nice safe distance. I may have stolen a little bit of farm on that little mage minion. You know, but it's actually not stealing. It's just securing is all. Just probably not a good idea to continue practicing that is all. So I try to hide in the bush, but as it turns out, as you can see, there is an enemy ward that I do not notice for the game, because only they can see it, but I can't. But they definitely know where I am, and I try to find an opportunity where I can get Ash, and I do end up actually getting Ash with my E, so it definitely does help, and it sends out my meteor, my magic meteor, to go ahead and deal her some extra damage, so very nice. Swain is, I don't know what he did with that ability, but didn't do much, but I am dodging all of his abilities, and honestly it was completely by accident that it happened. But I could go ahead and hide in the bush now without any worries. He tries to grapple me, I stun him, and then I get a nice easy kill off of Swain. I try to shield Tristana, but I used my W in the wrong direction, so sorry about that. But I do use my magic to try and ward off Ash a little bit. It did not quite entirely work, but once again I used my wand in the wrong direction, probably just panicking to shield myself a little bit since I am taking the damage. I use my Q effectively on Ash, and then I blow her up, and Tristana is able to deal the final blow with her hit. So it's 2 kills for me, 1 for Tristana at the moment, and it is pretty good in my opinion. I use a health potion in order to regain some of my health, and I also decide to steal a little bit of honey fruit so that I can regenerate some mana and some health. Swain, as you can see, is trying to do some strange, well, not necessarily strange, but I do notice that he puts down a control ward, so I bring that down as I see it. So it kind of makes that warding a little bit useless now. I try to get out of Swain's AoE ability, as he is the only one defending. He is the only one resisting our advances, and I do not take having my advances resisting very well. I do hit him with my E, so that helps very efficiently, if I do say so myself. But Ash has returned to big lane, and now it is a 2v2 match once again. I use my W to try and kill Tristana, but I missed. I do get a lot of hits on Swain, however, but Ash is able to get a couple of bolts off on me, and also hits me with her freezing arrows ability, so there's that. I do successfully get the shields applied on both of us. I missed my Q, unfortunately, so that does not quite work. I do use my E to hit her and deal the final blow on Ash, putting me at 3 kills, and it is going amazingly with a nice bloody record for LUX. And as Tristana is leaving, I decide, you know what, why not do a little bit of extra farming, because why not? I mean, again, no one else is there to collect it, I may as well be the one to do it. And, yes, just continuing to collect some farm. And, however, I am being resisted by Swain, and now, I do kill him, but, I kind of wasted my ult on him at the same time with barely enough health just to back. I suppose what I did was just kind of make sure that he wasn't gonna come back by evaporating his entire body with my ult. So, you know, it's just one of those anime moments. You never know if they're gonna come back or not, so you just want to make absolute certain. Maybe. I'm sure that's how this is gonna work. But anyway, it does put me at a very nice healthy record of 4 kills with only 1 assist and 8 minion kills. So far, I'm pretty far ahead, but that's kind of normal that if you are going to have a lead, it's going to be in the early game. And with the extra money that I was able to get myself a Lost Chapter, which gives me 40 ability power, 300 mana, and 10 ability haste, and also in line, upon leveling up, restores 20% max mana over 3 seconds. I'm also able to get myself some regular boots, just so that I can have some extra movement speed, and that is pretty much all I have to worry about. Tristana is up ahead of me, trying to make sure that the lane is, that she is handling the lane, and, I'll be there in a moment, and I let her know that I will be there soon enough. So I definitely need that. I apply a shield on both me and Tristana, protecting Tristana from Ash's arrow. I try to use my E on Ash, but I did kind of miss, but I do leave it up there just in case anybody wants to try and walk into it. I hide in a bush, but here comes Set, ready to bring down my my entire record, so I try my best to escape, but Swain is the one to bring down my record. But Tristana is able to make sure that Set is the one to pay for bringing down my kill streak. How dare you, Set? I was doing so well, and you had to be a part of bringing me down just like that. How could you? How could you do this to poor innocent Lux? How could you? You are just so mean, Set, as well as you, Swain. How dare you, you swaggity Swain? How dare you? But yes, as you can see, once again, I return to the field of battle, ready to brighten everyone's day. And as you can see, I also have my Frostfang up, which offers me more health, more ability power, some extra base mana regen, and some extra gold. I tried to use my W to save Tristana, but she's able to get out anyway, even though I missed. But now I'm just gonna have to hold off both Ash and Swain, and we're just gonna have to see how things go from here. Swain is hiding in that bottom bush, to which I did kind of suspect, but at the same time, I didn't really know what to do about it. I used my E so that I could do a little bit better on farming, and of course, it does work, and as you can see, my passive is able to help in bringing down some of that extra health, but I am kind of in a little bit of a sticky situation. I did kind of accidentally use my E a little bit early. I tried to use my ult to hit Swain, but I missed everything, and it all just goes horribly wrong. So my streak is now, goes from a kill streak to sort of a death streak at this point. So now I have to basically... I do also have my Ionian Boots of Lucidity, which gives me some extra ability haste along with some movement speed, as well as some Summoner Spell haste as well. Tristana is able to take care of Swain for me, and now she is on the hunt for Ash, just wanting to make sure she can get that Ranger down. And yes, Tristana is now just unstoppable, and it is going extremely well for her. At my expense, but... well, not necessarily my expense, but you get the idea. Making sure I kick out everything can just be a little bit tiring and a little bit drying of my mouth. That's not even a word, but I do see Cosmic Vladimir there. I didn't notice him before in the game, but he is going to be coming after us, like, right about now. I have a little bit of confidence in being able to take care of him, but that confidence is completely misplaced, as you will soon be able to tell, as he is now taking away my life force. I try to use my spells, I try to ult him, it all is for naught. Sadly, it just does not work. And, yeah, this won't be the last time in the streak that I die. Unfortunately. But yes, I probably should have paid attention to, his level. That probably would have helped a lot. It's something I need to work on, is paying attention to leveling. Because in that sense, I would have been able to know if I would have been outclassed or not, which in that case, I definitely was. So, yeah. Definitely have to keep that in mind. And, furthermore, my build is kind of the same because I wasn't able to get all that much more gold. So it is staying kind of at the usual. I do also, however, have 16 minion kills, so I've already got a nice little bit of minion kills. So just one more above Swain. But, you know, I do also have more hero kills, but that's not to be overconfident considering the fact that I recently just got myself into a bit of a death streak. So as you can see, Tristana and I are waiting over at the Drake, wondering what the enemy team is doing, because they're actually up ahead.
Killing spree.
And they actually go up to mid a little bit, but then they come back over to Drake's because they have a ward on Drake. And so we kind of have to keep our distance because it would have been a 2v4 match. Swain tries to use an ability against Tristana and me. I use my abilities on Vladimir a little bit, and I send out my shield to try to save me and Tristana, but I used my ult to go ahead and wipe out Swain to basically break the death streak and get myself a kill streak, but it kind of ends there as I almost am able to get Vladimir, but Ashe is able to finish me off, unfortunately. Despite how hard I tried, I was not able to escape, and I was not able to kill Vladimir. But at the very least, I was pretty glad to be able to just get a little bit of a kill, to get at least a kill on Swain, so that was at least decently nice. So yeah, worked out for me. Mundo is giving Fizz quite a hard beating right there, so yeah, things going pretty well on that end. But now that we're back, we're going to go ahead and we are going to see that I have Luden's Tempest, which gives me 80 ability power, 6 magic penetration, 600 mana, and also 20 ability haste. And it offers Echo, damaging abilities deal an additional 113 magical damage to the target and 3 nearby enemies, and grants you 15% movement speed for 2 seconds. So soon enough, you'll be able to see how useful that is. As you just saw, it hit some of the other minions within the area. And I do also use my Q to try and get Ashe, but unfortunately I did miss, but I was able to get some minions. But now I'm also trying to make sure I get some warding, but I have been caught by Ashe in her ultimate arrow, and I have been knocked out of the round, but Tristana is not quite finished as she is able to get rid of both Ashe, and is also able to get the tower to fire on Swain just a little bit. Damn, that is a very amazing dragon skin, I have to admit. But Tristana is keeping her distance away from Swain's ult, which is a very good idea, obviously. Tristana is just making sure that she does not get hit by Swain at all. And why don't we go ahead and check on the record that we have. Yep, she is able to get rid of Swain, and she's now at 7 kills, 2 deaths, and 4 assists. And I also have to mention that earlier I did make a little bit of a pun that would have been something of LUX's sort of character. After I got my 4 kill streak, I said, I'm glad I was able to brighten your day. I feel like that was the Fates trying to say, oh gods, you deserve to die. You deserve to suffer, so suffering be brought upon you. Pretty sure that's exactly how it happened. Anyway, so I wasn't able to get much after my death, so I just went and got myself an amplifying tome, which just gives me 20 ability power. Then I use my E on the minions, and of course because of the low health that the minions are at, and also because of my passive, I just kind of go for the mages. And then I just kind of do a little bit of a hit on the cannon, but was not able to hit it in time, but I was able to get that melee minion. So, able to get something out of it. Vladimir gets shut down by Dr. Mundo, and I'm able to deal a heavy bit of ability damage on Swain. Ashe was able to shut down Tristana, however, but I completely eviscerate Ashe in order to avenge Tristana and the loss of her streak. So yeah, Lux still is one deadly foe you do not want to mess with in an improper time. Especially one like that. Like, you get caught, prepare for an ult or and many more damaging abilities to come your way. Because I ain't messing around as Lux. No one is messing around as Lux. So, obviously, since I'm the only one there, I try to get some farm, but obviously some minions just wanted it for themselves, the little bastards. Like, rude. However, as you can see, Vladimir is coming in from behind, trying to get a little bit of a sneaky kill. I use my shield just to offer some extra protection, hit him with my Q, and then also hit him with my E to basically say, like, nope! And out I go, just making sure that he knows I'm gonna mean business, and that I am not one to easily be taken by surprise, aside from the other times I have been easily taken by surprise by such. I used my shield in order to offer some extra assistance for Tristana. Able to get my Q off again for Vladimir. I missed my ult again on him because he was in his state of something. And Ashe was able to deal a double kill on both me and Tristana. So, kind of a shame that I let my ult go to waste. Kind of like that, but I don't really go up against a Vladimir very often, so that's kind of why it didn't go as well as I would have assumed. Oops. course, there goes our turret because me and Tristana are no longer there anymore. And, yeah, so I am able to come back eventually, as you could see, and Tristana is right in front of me. And, let's see what we got so far for our build at the moment. So, once again, I have another blasting wand, and I have plenty of wards available from the Shard of the True Eye. And I also have a ruby crystal, which is meant to be built into another item, but I'm not going to be able to have the time to finish that one. So I basically just have the blasting wand, which I already explained, an amplifying tome, and also the ruby crystal. To which eventually we start getting into a really big team fight, and it's going to be real good. So here, the enemy does get their Drake, but I get in a nice I get in my nice queue to get on all of those grouped up enemies, and then I help out with the Fizz, and the team is able to get that triple kill. I was able to get a kill in there somewhere, but I don't know quite where. And I'm able to get myself up to 7 kills, 6 deaths, and 6 assists. So, a very nice record, if I do say so myself, as a supportive, bloodthirsty Lux, who's just ready to melt people's faces off by the power of light. And it's also at this point where we start taking down this turret, and eventually it will go crumbling down, with LeBlanc being able to deal the final blow. But it's also kind of right after this that the enemy team surrenders, and we win the game. And so I kind of wanted to show this off as a nice quick little game, and a little bit of me being able to do decently well as a Lux. Well, at least at the very beginning, I was able to just be an absolute beast. But yeah, that's basically what happened when I played Lux. I don't really play her all that often, or because I normally want to play as Morgana or Senna, but being able to play Lux like this was pretty nice for me. But with that, we're just gonna end the video here today, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Give a like button a stab if you did. Subscribe if you want more death in your life. Be sure the bell is tolling for thee. Until next time, rest in peace. Bye! Enjoyed today's video? Well, there's plenty more for you to enjoy here. And if you also want to support this small channel, then there is also my Ko-fi, which is available, as well as a Twitter thread that gives you my commissioning info. And if you'd like some traditional art or literature, feel free to DM me on Twitter. Thank you for enjoying the video and for your viewership.